World of YouTube Live out here with another article. This is dated back to May 26th, 1993. Now, this case has caught my attention. Well, this is an update, and this is an article of 93 where this judge, which literally I have had in the past due to my stupidity breaking the law, but it wasn't as severe as this one. Mr. Judge Zide, who's in the article here, and talks about how the state failed to prove that Perkins, now 24, still presents a danger to the community by reason of mental illness. Now, this case is just very insane and intense at the same time, and just mind-blowing as usual. And this killing actually happened on February 22nd, 1985. It does not give a disclosure or address, which I'll probably never find, but it did happen in Douglas, Mass. It just very has me confused, because if this happened in Douglas, he should have been more out in the Worcester County, towards Worcester Court way. And why they brought it here to Fitchburg Court is beyond me. I'm sure the times have changed probably back then, and why they brought people from Douglas here, but I don't know. It's just, the story's just as quacky as the the court case itself. But I can say this kid over here, as you can see, we'll get a little close up on him. This is probably maybe one of the many cases back in the day that probably got this law passed to where juveniles can be, charged for killing. But then you got the activists out there that cry that, oh, this, boys. Hey, Tom, what's up? Yeah, to get a fair trial. I don't know what this guy got fair of. Nobody got fair. They lost lives. But, as I was saying, this kid actually, was like probably one of the, nice, I get comments coming up. Yeah, probably like one of the first ones that came up, like I said, for juveniles to get charged. But then you get them advocates, like I was saying, that cry about, oh, their minds ain't fully formed. But I mean, what the hell makes these people think that if a mind ain't fully formed, and just because of that, they shouldn't get, tried as an adult? Now, I'm a perfect example, and I'll use myself. I grew up around violence, and I grew up around violent games. Now, this is the thing, and this is what people say these days. Oh, these kids are watching these violent games, and they turn violent, and la 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 la. Well, guess what? I was bullied, which I have a video coming up on that, but I was bullied. I grew up in violent homes, mental abuse, physical abuse. When I was 8 years old, I was fighting teenagers older than me. I even fought myself an 18-year-old at a young age. And I didn't go out later on and go kill somebody. My parents put me in predicaments that, should have made me way long before anybody of these kids, killed. I should have done something because they put me in these bad predicaments. And this is what this kid did. I don't know why he went off and shot his mother, father. I mean, yeah, you got to think of the fact of what was going on in the household at the time. Maybe he had some life like mine. Because this kid does, if you look at this kid's face, I mean, damn. He don't look like a killer. And supposedly, you know, to see a killer, you got to see darkness in their eyes. There's certain body language and face expressions, and I've always looked into that stuff, like from cop shows or something. Some of these. I just got off a subject the other day with my son's therapist. Go figure. Another video I gotta get going here on, and about TV shows from the past. And it's just crazy to even say that people don't get educated from TV shows. All these kids all get educated from these TV shows, and they end up being killers, just like watching violent games. And I have an article from the 90s too, talking about violent games. Just sick, demented stuff the government picked up on, just so they wouldn't have to deal with broken homes. And of course, these days now, that's all they do is blame the parents, blame the broken home, and they don't take a look around with what society, all right, is making people do these kind of crazy things, killing, robbing. I mean, I'm not sticking up for some people. Some of these people are killing and robbing for crack, cocaine, stupid drugs, opioids. But guess what? I did a video, and down the street, right from where I live, a man set himself on fire because today's economy has gone up in the state of Massachusetts. I'm sure it's going all up around the world, and the country here, United States. And this poor bastard had to burn himself to death because he was getting evicted from his home right down the street. Not even a quarter of a mile away from me, a 5-minute walk. I could drive down the hill and be at his house in 2 minutes. 1 minute. And that's what today's society is leaving everybody to do, these crazy things. The drug people, I could care less. I hope they all OD. Because they can get off this stuff by themselves. But no, they'll make the government, pay their way. But I got to get off that subject. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm not for sure, though, as you can see this kid's face. He don't look like an insane killer. Say so, you look at like the pictures of Charlie Manson. You look at pictures of the Night Stalker in California. I mean, these people literally have their eyes beaming out of their heads. You can tell a psychopath, killer, or any insane mental patient, whatever it is may be. And then when you have kids like this, I mean, I could say, yeah, he come from a broken home, but then again, I can say there was a murder in Groton, Mass. last year, beginning of this year, last year, beginning of winter last year. Another one shot his mother, his grandparents, killed them, went next door to the neighbor because he was on drugs and hallucinating, mind you. And it all was down to that, and he got sentenced. But for letting this kid, go away free due to mental illness, there's this thing, if he did habilitate right in juvenile hall, and he was 23 when he got released, and there was like mentalism going on at the house or something, which I think there was, because when I get deeper into the story, you're going to know why this kid went off his rocker. And I can say that, it's just insane. But, I mean, someone would say, oh, he had some problems, but you know what? I think he was abused as a child, I can say, because, and maybe even child molested by his mother. And why do I say this? And a lot of these kids, and you notice And I notice, I mean, sorry to say, I meant to say I notice, when there's a lot of cases like Ted Bundy or what's his name? I got the tip of my tongue, and damn it, the serial killer. Just, well, he got murdered in jail, but he was all these, anyways. Jeffrey Dahmer, all these killers, murderers, and even the one I similar to this case, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. And that's just as insane as this story. And mind you, it happened 2 years apart. Now that I see the date here, 85, and the other one happened in 87. But kids like this, all in all the serial killers I just mentioned, all of them. What are they doing to get themselves involved with this? They're looking at pornography, and that to me is just, yeah. You twist your mind into this sick, demented world. And if, say so, your parents get involved with you checking that out, and you get in trouble and you're embarrassed. I don't know if that was the case, but I know one thing what disturbed me about this kid, and I have another article on it. I don't know if it was in this one I had before me, but something came up in an article, which I don't think, because it said something about a fiance that this kid had gotten. And what is insane about it, you're thinking, oh, this kid, oh, he got out, he got better, he's got a fiance. But what makes it, oh, girlfriend by moving from, wait a minute, is this it? Is this it? What makes this so demented? I mean, yeah, you can have, there are some killers out there too that you say, hey, you look like an innocent face. But then, I mean, even Ted Bundy looked like a normal kind of guy, businessman that you would never expect. I mean, sometimes kids like this are innocent. Sometimes, it's the biggest disguise you'll ever see. And what really makes it more disturbing is his fiance resembled the kid's mother. So, that was just, and that was just insane for me to read. And for this kid to be released back into the public, knowing that blows away his mother and grandparents, gunned down, mind you, and the fiance resembles his mother. I mean, what? Now, a lot of these serial killers I spoke of, their mothers were all broken homes, broken relationship, broken this, or did something to their child. So that leads me to believe that this kid had something done to him. Even the other story I covered of Daniel LaPlante, he was too into that, all that crazy stuff of pornography, the mother abusing him, and it just made it all look normal in the household at the time. And where, like I said, this would happen in 1985, that happened in 1987. It's just about a wonder if Daniel LaPlante took upon something like this to go about not killing his own family, though, but going about doing it to someone else in some sick fantasy. And what this kid's motive was, it don't even explains in these articles of why he did it either. All it talks about is how they freed this kid, and Mr. Judge Zide, which when I was in court and had him, go figure, they have a nickname for him. Judge Zide let it slide. So I mean, yeah, that's funny to have him in this case, in the nickname he's made so many years. And but then of course they're calling it mental illness, but no longer presents a danger because of mental illness. So this makes it okay. I mean, he shouldn't be walking the streets. He should have been put into a mental institution. Things like this. And for me to even go about looking up to see if this kid even is still out, I mean, that let alone is just a mind-boggling question. Because back in the day of this happening, and, thinking of it, it's even just sicker to think about it now of today, where it just happens too frequently. So, I mean, if you're watching a newscast and you talk about killers getting out, blah, 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 well, guess what? It's been going on for a long time. It shouldn't be surprising. It's like O.J. Simpson. Happened around this time, too, in 1993. So, I mean, just to think about all this, the court systems and how crooked they are. It makes you wonder, are we really safe in this world? No, you're not. So you got terrorists out there. You got people like this walking the street. I mean, yeah, he looks like an innocent kid. Probably didn't mean to do it, but then again, you look on the dark side and you look into the future or the past of what has really happened to this person. It's just insane to think what goes down on all this. So, that being said, I had to get this out. And page 1. Yeah, I got the other half of the article. I'm gonna do another thing on this because I wanted to show that part about the mother and how the girlfriend resembled his mother, so her fiance or whatever. Other than that, I got a little more I want to do on this case. Until that next video, just like the videos I've been doing with, like, Say So Meat Sleep, a modern day serial killer that could be, stuff like that. I mean, you don't know who lives amongst you these days, so. But if this kid is still out, at least I can make it known. Be safe, take care, because you don't know what's out there. Till that next video, YouTube Nation, out.